As you can see here, I'm in the Performance Insights view within Watson Campaign Automation. This is the latest reporting enhancement to the Marketing Cloud. And from here, you can see we have access to a lot of information. But what if you have some additional questions, or if you'd like some additional analysis? I'm going to launch the Watson Marketing Assistant to get some help.
Hello, Melanie. Would you like to learn more about Campaign's LeakFit 3 launch?
Watson just launched in the context of where I was. So I can continue from here, or I can pivot, and I can go somewhere else. In this case, I want to analyze this email campaign. Yes, how does this drop compare to all other campaigns in the past year? Drop is the same as campaign.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so you'll notice here that I just taught Watson what that word drop means to me and how it relates to capabilities already in the tool. I taught Watson my own personal terminology. And Watson can learn, and it has a couple of levels of learning. It can learn from an individual, from an organization, and from marketers in general. So now when I use the word drop, Watson will know what I'm referring to. So how does this drop compare to all campaigns over the past year?
This campaign is ranked 238 out of 250 campaigns over the past year.
So I'm speaking with Watson, but obviously not everyone's going to want to talk with their computer all the time, so we do have a typing interface here as well. As you notice, Watson just did some pretty quick analysis in order to be able to come up with this ranking. So let's see how he did it. What metrics did you use to calculate this?
Here are the metrics used.
So you'll notice in my last sentence, I just asked Watson to calculate this. I'd like to pause for just a moment here and talk about the concept of this. It's an interesting test of natural language processing. As humans, we understand the context of this, and we can easily answer that question. But in order for Watson to be able to understand this, he had to dissect my sentence and then traverse that knowledge tree based on my current conversation with him, and then present back this. It's how humans want to talk to one another, and it's how we want to talk to a personal assistant as well. So the team took some time to ensure that we can interact naturally with Watson using concepts like this. So let's go back to the results here that we see on the screen. The marketers in the room probably see a pretty common scenario where the response rate here is pretty high, but we just aren't seeing a good open rate. How is it trending?
The performance rank of this campaign is trending down.
So I want to do some analysis because it's clear that if it's trending down, it's not just going to correct itself overnight. So I want to do some analysis with Watson to figure out if we can get it to go in the other direction. Watson, what is the subject line for this campaign?
The subject line is, "Don't let your health skip a beat. Get LeakFit 3.
And what is the sentiment of the subject line for this campaign?
This subject line has a negative sentiment score.
So I want to do some analysis to be able to understand what the sentiment is of email subjects that have a higher open rate. Take the emails for the past year with the highest open rate and analyze the subject line sentiment.
Here are the sentiment scores for the top 3 mailings with the highest open rates and the bottom 3 mailings with the lowest open rates.
Okay, so I think this is pretty cool. Watson can not only retrieve information across various different applications, but it can also provide analysis using some more advanced capabilities. In this case, it does look like having a bit more positive sentiment expressed in the email subject might improve our open rates. So let's try something just a bit more positive. Watson, what is the sentiment of "The future is amazing with LeakFit 3"?
The sentiment for this is positive.
So let's suppose I wanted to go ahead and change that subject line. I could either manually modify it, or I could have my assistant do it. Modify the campaign subject line to "The future is amazing with SleekFit 3."
The campaign subject line has been modified. Would you like to see this mailing template?
Yes. Okay, great. I hope this gives you a good idea for ways that the Watson Marketing Assistant can help you.